Hi everyone, Vincenzo here with a new ukulele tutorial. This week, let's learn a legendary rock riff, the one from Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin. This is the 7th lesson of a 10-lesson series designed to take your playing to the next level. The aim for today is to learn how to play a rock riff that is based on the minor pentatonic scale, the scale that you learned last week, and at the same time to keep working on ear training. In fact, after learning this cool riff, I will show you the connection between ear training and Whole Lotta Love. Moreover, you will learn one more interval. But anyway, enough with the talking and let's get started. You start with the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then fret number 5, add some vibrato to fret number 5. Then you have the same, 2, 5 with vibrato. Let's put this together. One very important thing to notice is that this riff starts on the end of beat 3. And so it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and you start playing. By the way, as I have arranged this for the ukulele, I wanted to stay in standard tuning, and so this is a tone higher than the original version. Before going any further, let me tell you something about the right hand. For this tutorial, I'm gonna be using the thumb for the 4th and the 3rd string, the index for the 2nd string, and the middle finger for the 1st string. Later on, I will also show you how you can play this with strumming, but for now, let's carry on. So you have this power chord, fret number 3 on the 2nd string and fret number 5 on the 1st string. You pluck it once and then 3 times you play those same strings but muted, like this. Again. To play the muted notes, I'm just lifting up my left hand fingers enough to stop the sound, like this. By the way, these are 16th notes, so you have 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Again, 3, 4, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Also, if you've noticed, each time I pluck the power chord, I'm adding an accent so that the chord is a bit louder than the muted notes. Anyway, let's play the riff up to here. 1 and 2 and 3. So in the next measure, and this is measure 3 if you're following from the top, you have 3 and 5, and then 3 times muted, same as before. And now you need to be a bit more careful. You have the usual power chord, so 3 and 5, then muted, muted, and this time, instead of the muted strings, you have 3 and 5 again, like this. Again, 3, 4. Then you play 3 and 5 one more time, and then you have the riff from the very beginning. All together, 3, 4. Again. Let's put these last 2 measures together now. 3, 4. The highlighted 3 and 5 is really a subtle thing, and so you could even avoid it and just do the muted notes like before. But if you play it, it does sound cooler. Now you know the entire riff they play in the intro, which by the way is repeated twice. Let me play it for you. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, now let me show you how the riff is played during the verse. So in the verse, the riff is almost the same as the last 2 measures of the intro. The only difference is that you don't have the extra 3 and 5, you know, the subtle one I was talking about before. So it goes like this, the usual 2, 5, 2, 5, then 3 and 5, muted, 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 3 and 5, muted, muted, muted this time, and then you end with 3 and 5. Let me do it again and I will repeat it 4 times. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, now you're ready to play the entire riff. Let's do it slowly, say at 60 BPM. 1 and 2 and 3. Make sure you practice this with a metronome and with the backing tracks. By the way, on my Patreon page you can find 3 backing tracks, one at the original tempo, one slower and another one even slower, and of course the tabs. Now let's have a play along at 82 BPM, which is the tempo that I recommend for this. In the play along I will be playing the intro riff and then I will repeat the riff from the verse 8 times. Remember, the riff starts on the end of beat 3, and so the count will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and you start. Having said that, get ready, you're about to start playing. Before moving to the ear training part of this tutorial, let me tell you that you can also play this riff like this. Basically, I'm strumming all the strings of the ukulele, but I only let the note or the notes that I need ring out. So for example, when I play 2 and 5, you see I'm strumming all the strings, but the first string, the second string and the fourth string are muted. This technique is called left hand muting, and if you would like to learn more about it, check out this tutorial. Okay, so if you're still here, that means that you're following the course, or that simply you want to know what's the link between ear training and Whole Lotta Love. So let me tell you. Now remember the first 2 notes of the riff, you know, these ones. This is what a minor third sounds like. Now that you know what this sounds like, let me tell you that, for example, you have a minor third interval between fret number 2 on the 3rd string and fret number 1 on the 2nd string. Another example is between fret number 5 on the 2nd string and fret number 3 on the 1st string. So that means that each time you see these shapes, or these ones, they are all minor thirds. In terms of song examples, of course you have the riff from Whole Lotta Love, and another really good one is the traditional English folk song Greensleeves, and I'm talking about the first 2 notes of the melody, you know, these ones. But anyway, let me play it for you. So you have fret number 3 on the 3rd string, then fret number 2, there you go, the minor third, then 4, 1, 2, 1, 4, 1, and you end with fret number 1 on the 3rd string. All together now, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now let's do a quick test. You will hear 4 intervals twice and you will have to decide whether they are minor thirds or not. Let's go. Question 1. Question 2. Question 3. Question 4. The aim of this tutorial was to teach you how to play the riff from Whole Lotta Love and at the same time keep working on your trading. On my Patreon page you can find the tabs and the backing tracks that you need for practicing this. And in addition to that you have the tabs for Greensleeves. By the way, for this 10 lesson series and in general for all my tutorials, you have the option of sending me your homework, whether it's a video or an audio file, and receiving some personalized feedback from me. That is if you join the Master Ukuleles tier. Also, don't forget that if you learned something from this video and you would like to say thank you, you can buy me a coffee, link in the description. That's all for now. Let me know in the comments if you managed to play the riff from Whole Lotta Love. And by the way, don't forget to download my free 8-step roadmap, link in the description, that will tell you the exact process follow to learn the ukulele and that will support your learning in this 10 lesson series. Moreover, check out the other links in the description to learn more about the types of classes that I got available at the moment. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my new tutorials. Having said that, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you next week with the 8th lesson of this YouTube course. Ciao!